So sitting right here, I would say that I see an infinite shade of blue, whites and grays, the immensity of the icebergs, which are really impressive, hearing the wind that is very strong today, and the smells are a mix of salt and penguin poo that comes from land where there is a penguin colony.
Thank you. You're both an activist and now also a witness to Antarctica at first hand. What responsibility comes with seeing this place with your own eyes?
I feel that experiencing the ecosystem that you are trying to protect as an activist is very, very special, because you feel that firstly we always have like connection like theoretically to the ecosystem, but it's always different to have it like physically and to really experience it. And also I feel like because we are here working as a big collective, we are working with scientists, with sailors, with journalists, with activists, and so the fact of being here together is really, really helpful for us to advance the work that we need to do. We are more efficient and we have more ideas, and it's always more efficient for the campaign as a whole. And I feel really very privileged also to be able to be here in those conditions and with such an amazing team of experts, each one in their different skills and field of expertise. It's really a great privilege. Yeah.
You've already just mentioned the campaign because during this mission we launched the petition to protect Domain 1. Why is protecting Domain 1 in the Western Antarctic Peninsula so urgent right now? And maybe just a little bit of context to that.
So basically in the whole continent of Antarctica there are... It's okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not snowing actually, it's cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
In the whole continent of Antarctica, there are only 2 marine protected areas. So areas that are restricted to fishing because they are particularly important and particularly vulnerable to the impacts of human activities. And there is a proposition that is on the table and that has been on the table for almost 10 years to protect the Antarctic Peninsula, because it is absolutely vital for the health of the whole Southern Ocean, and of course the Southern Ocean is a vital ecosystem as well for the global ocean. So this area is particularly important to protect. It's also the area where the krill concentration is the highest, which means that so the krill is a little crustacean that is a few millimeters big, but is like the basis of the ecosystem of the Antarctic. And so this area is really where all the krill is, and therefore all the fishing krill is as well. And so what we are trying to do is basically to try to make this marine protected area a reality, because it's been blocked for 10 years, mostly by one country, which is Norway, also China and Russia, which are behind Norway. Because we feel that now it's more urgent than ever, firstly from an environmental point of view, because the ocean is really close to a tipping point and we can now act before it's too late, which is very, very important, because too often we arrive too late when the damage is done, and then we have to deal with the consequences. And here we have a unique chance to arrive before any damage is irreversible. And also I think from governance point of view, it's also I think very important to revive the spirits of the Antarctic Treaty, because the Antarctic Treaty is such a unique modality of governance in the world. Like during the Cold War, the governments of the world agreed to make Antarctica a place dedicated to peace and science. So at that time it was a very troubled time, geopolitically, diplomatically, etc. And yet they still managed to do it at that time. And today, with the troubled times that we are living as well, I feel it's also very important to revive this faith into multilateralism, into good governance, into a priority given to science and to peace. So that's the thing that we can do with the protection of the Antarctica and Domain 1. Sorry, it was a bit long, no?
No, it's fantastic. The people at home that aren't here, not near Antarctica, will never see Antarctica. It could feel like it's too remote to matter in their daily lives. How would you respond to that?
Well, I would say that it's really like Antarctica and the Southern Ocean as global is really like the thermostat of our planet. And so we all rely on the health and the stability of these ecosystems for the life that we live and for also the oxygen that we breathe. And krill is also linked to phytoplankton. Phytoplankton is the microscopic algae that enables us to breathe, like the oxygen on the surface of the planet is here thanks to these ecosystems. And so in the face of the climate crisis that we are right now in, and the environmental crisis as a whole, protecting these species that still work as a carbon sink, that still work as a main regulator of our climate is vital. Because if we lose them, then it's another tipping point reached, and then it's just the acceleration of the climate crisis. So before losing them, when it's too late, basically we have the chance to act before it's too late. Sorry, that was not very well.
Let's do it again. Or I think it was very nice, but you can do it
maybe
again
just
if
the
you'd
last
like.
sentence.
Yeah.
Because for once in our lifetime here, I believe we have the opportunity to act before it's too late. And I think that is really, really important. And there are not so many places in the world like Antarctica. It's very, very, it's a very unique ecosystem for the importance that it has for us all. And so we really need to take this responsibility to act now before any tipping point is reached.
And what can now citizens and maybe even government, maybe that might be very large, but citizens do today to ensure Antarctica remains a natural reserve devoted to peace and science?
Well, I feel firstly like to like just watch like movies or follow sailors or explorers like the Malizia Explorer or so many different people that go to Antarctica and they tell the story of Antarctica. I think it's really firstly amazing to get a sense of the beauty and the fragility of these ecosystems. So all the movies, all the podcasts, all the books that has been written about Antarctica are really amazing resources, I think, to firstly get a sense of what we are talking about as an ecosystem. And then for citizens again, I think following the campaigns that we do to try to protect it. So there is this petition that you mentioned about Domain 1. There are many actions that are going to be up in the next few months, because obviously it's going to be a very long campaign. We believe, I hope it will be successful at the end, but it will still be very long. That's for the greater public. And then I would say for governments, it's really to have, that's okay. And then for governments, I believe the idea for them is really to play an active role in the CAMELA negotiations. So in the negotiations about the marine protected areas around Antarctica and the fish quotas and like all the environmental questions that are discussed right now, because there is now a minority of countries that are blocking the decision of a place that is supposed to be managed for the good of humanity. It's supposed to be managed for the good of us all. So for governments to really take an active role in the negotiations and to be really more proactive about the defense of Domain 1, because when we create this MPA here in the peninsula, of course it's one of the main MPAs. There are many others, we believe, and I hope as well there are many others that are going to follow. But this one is really, really critical because of all the things that we mentioned earlier. So yeah, defend Domain 1 and again follow the scientific recommendation, because the scientific recommendation is really very, very, there is a big consensus about the urgency to create Domain 1. And again, with the state of the world right now, I believe this is always now like more urgent than ever to uphold multilateralism and the rule of law and international law and good governance. And this is the occasion to do it.